And even in the moments, I hope, where like it feels like, oh man, if we just cut this corner, it would be so much easier. And all these people are cutting these corners. I think staying true to that mandate of like who you are and what matters to you and treating people well does actually shine through and end up being successful in the end. That's the hope that I have anyway.
Yeah, and it's kind of our only angle in a way,
Mm,
because if you're just trying to, and I think the same thing goes for like art, and like if you're pitching TV shows or like trying to mount theater that's going to do something,
mm,
is that like if you're just trying to do the thing that's got the best angle or like the best like kind of scheme or whatever, like say it's like if it's a business and it's like I'm going to figure out a way to like offer this service really efficiently in a way that's gonna we're going to get a huge client base, and it's going to be like, oh, we charge 5 cents from 8 million people or whatever, and so we just get this way of like monetizing everything and pay for, like, or it's like, oh, people pay for ads or whatever,
mm,
and there's nothing unique and there's no heart. It's just like a money generating scheme. Then
mm-hmm.
like unless you are a multi-billion-dollar corporation, then like the only people that seem to be able to make that work, with some very rare exceptions, are the people that where they just have so much money that they just throw a
They
bunch
just
of shit against the
throw,
wall and whatever
yeah,
works works. And if you are a smaller person and you have an idea like that, it's just going to get stolen by one of the people with more money and power anyway. But
yeah,
what they don't have, like the mega corporations or the huge studios, like there is a power in doing something that is very specific to you and is very personal and like just a very like yeah, a personal connection, whether it's like something you're selling or a piece of art that you're making. Like that's kind of the only leg up you have, because
mm,
like the people sitting in the office at Netflix can't generate that out of thin air,
mm-hmm.
or or whatever. Or it's like if I don't know, like I was trying to think of, like if Breyers swooped in, like like or whatever, like some giant Dairy Queen can't do what I do
Yeah,
because it's not they don't have the the people. I don't know, like they just don't have that power because they're already a giant corporation, and
mm-hmm.
they've got investors, and their bottom line is going to be just do it as cheap as possible
Mm-hmm.
and get the most money out of it possible. Like
Mm-hmm.
they are obligated to do that, and so are movie studios and stuff. So they don't have what you have in terms of like a vision and passion and just doing it for the sake of it and making connections in the community. So like
Mm-hmm.
people deviating away from that in the direction of like I'm going to do the business smart thing,
Mm-hmm.
which is to try to do it in a like as much of a like money cash flow efficient kind of way. It's like because that's how the Uber people, like that's how Jeff Bezos did it or whatever.
Yeah,
It just yeah, I think it's a bit misguided in that way, and
yeah,
which is nice because it works out nicely because that's kind of what you want to do anyway. Like that's what you're
mm-hmm.
worried. Like I would be worried that it's like, am I making stupid business decisions just because it feels right in my heart?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but usually if you do make a decision from that place, with some mild exceptions, like that will be people will appreciate that and see it, and that's what you're selling.